just as thresholds serve to separate and demarcate the fantastic world in Rawlings from the everyday mundane world of the child viewer. Transitions allow the child viewer not only to sort of prepare to enter into the fantastic, but to become disoriented in a sense from the mundane and shift into that mindset of the fantastic. Excellent example would be the train ride to Hogwarts. So first, the camera pans in on this train going across a rural landscape in the United Kingdom. And all child viewers are going to be familiar with trains, particularly in the United Kingdom, where passenger trains are very important. But this kind of train is distinctive. This is an old-fashioned train. So that slight difference is going to sort of disorient the viewer, connect them to a different reality, and prepare them for this sort of educational moment that they're going to have inside the train. Inside the train, the educational moment focuses around binging on candy, which is in itself a kind of fantasy for the child viewer. I don't know about you, but I definitely remember thinking when I was a kid, the first thing I'm going to do when I'm a grown-up is go out and buy my own can of icing and eat it all by myself because nobody can tell me no. That fantasy of having all the candy you can eat and enjoying it forever, right? Not something we typically get to do, but something we could imagine doing. So it's something that we can connect with. But it's made slightly different, just like the train. And these slight differences in the way magical candy works, the magical cards that come with candy work, allow the viewer to relate and yet be distinct from this fantastic world. Both have candy, for example, but Hogwarts candy can move and occasionally it's disgusting. And so we know we're almost in the fantastic, but not quite, because our candy doesn't quite do those things. And through that sort of microcosm, the exploration of the candy of Hogwarts, the child viewer is then prepared for the entire fantastic world of Hogwarts, where everything is similar but slightly different. Staircases now move, and things are slightly disgusting. So, think about that, and move on to the rules of magic. So, in Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, there is a real emphasis on learning magic because that's what the protagonists are all in school to do, right? And the child viewer learns the rules of Rowling's magic along with Harry and his friends. So the aspect of world building in Harry Potter in many ways resembles that of the Magician's Nephew, where there's a pseudoscience magic being worked out and learned both by the magician and Diggory and Polly, who are experiencing it. The rules and boundaries of this learned magic make the fantastic tangential to the natural world. Although magic gives the characters in these fantasies and films greater power, it's really just an extension of the way the natural world and our powers in that natural world work. So, what is your favorite scene learning magic at Hogwarts? What does that scene involve? For your activity number 2, I want you to talk about how does magic work in the scene of learning, such as like how is the broom activated, or how is the transfiguration created, how is it controlled, what are the rules working around it, and how does that child viewer get to understand magic as like an extension of physics through that lesson. And thus Rowling's world building is being sort of propelled by the plot in that section. Think about that and discuss it in your discussion board for your activity 2. I look forward to your thoughts.